Hey there, Phoebe. It's Coach Dan. I just got your email about what you had read on, I think it was Beginner Triathlete. Um, Actually, active.com had an article about swimming and front end and back end focused strokes. And basically, the difference between front and back end focused would be I've got my little Mr. Swim Smooth here, and I'm going to stop him. And total immersion is focused on uh, a couple of things, primarily gliding in the water and very low disturbance of the water, creating low drag, which is very good. I mean, it's good to have low drag and to have an efficient form, but when we only focus on having that low turnover, um, basically, just like you read in that article, it looks great in the pool and it works great in the pool. But when you introduce any type of wind or chop or disturbances from other swimmers, I mean the lake and the rivers and so on that these open water swims are conducted in, it's a very stochastic environment, which means variable and unpredictable. So it's not like a swimming pool where we're protected from the elements, and it doesn't work as well. And I know because I've done it, you've tried it, and I've got several athletes that have started there, and we've gravitated away from that. So front end focus means just that. If you divided the swimmer's body into a half, total immersion teaches that we're focused about what's happening here in the front end of our stroke, and usually that's by overemphasizing a glide. So that would be this position, and then back end focused swimmers usually are worrying more about turnover and feel for the water. So that would be like Mr. Swim Smooths here. So the difference is a total immersion swimmer might put his hand in and glide and basically almost come to a stop. You can actually see that when you're critiquing their swim form. They almost stop, and then they start the pull. They start to move their hand through the water and start the cycle over again. So it's almost like they're stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, and you can see their speed changing like that. And a nice fluid stroke like this, and I've even got this set on a pretty low stroke rate. I don't prefer to call it back end focused, but basically I like you to be concerned with everything that's going on in your stroke, not just the pull, which would be a back end focused. So the pull is where the hand angles down like this, and we're propelling water behind our body or back behind our body. So that's kind of a back end fitness. But one of the key faults in swim strokes is a dead spot in the front end of the stroke, and that's right here when we put our arm in the water. That arm is supposed to extend directly in front of the body, and let me see if I can get you a better angle here. It extends directly in front of the body, and it doesn't cross over the center line. And then when the swimmer's ready to start pulling water, he will angle that hand down and start to propel water behind him or back behind his body. So watch the hand enter the water, and then basically it doesn't linger there very long. Almost immediately we start to angle the hand down, and if you look at it from the side, it looks something like, hold on a minute, I've got to get the right angle. Oops. It starts to look like that. We start to angle that hand down, and as we continue to move through the stroke, notice the hand is basically straight up and down, and it stays in that position through the entire stroke. If I stop the frame anywhere, the hand is straight up and down, and we're pushing water back behind us. So there's no dead spot in this stroke. We put the hand in and immediately start to angle it down and start pushing water behind us. Because if you're just gliding, you're not going forward, you're actually slowing down. So gliding and reducing drag is a good thing, but if there's an overemphasis on it, in fact, where that's all that we do, you'll find your stroke is very choppy. It actually aggravates or accelerates wear and tear on our shoulder muscles, and I should say it causes undue fatigue when we're gliding and then we start to accelerate. So you'll find that over time, if you start to angle the hand down and push water behind you, it'll naturally, as soon as you angle that hand down, guess where the hand's going to go? It's going to go to the bottom of the pool, and you don't even have to use any shoulder muscle to make it go there. So we put the hand in and start to anchor it down. Hand in anchor it down. And you repeat that movement over and over and over, and then you're grabbing water, you're pushing water directly behind you. So that's the difference between front end and back end focus. Front end being focused on the glide, and back end focus really talking about a strong catch. But again, I would just reiterate, don't try to wrap your head around, I need to be more worried about this, that, or the other thing in terms of front end or back end. Worry about getting that hand in and angling it down and pushing water behind you. You've already got excellent body position, you're relaxed in the water, and this is where you're going to make a huge amount of difference. We need to work on this propulsive force. And as you start to angle that hand down, you'll naturally notice the stroke rate will go up. You won't even have to struggle to make it do that. It'll just naturally go up as a function of eliminating that dead spot in the front of the stroke, and you'll notice a faster turnover and lower lap times with no extra effort. So I wish I could swim with you and show you that, but I'll try to get some videos other than this to illustrate that. But this is really a good one just to show you what that hand looks like. So write anytime if you have questions. We'll chat with you soon, Phoebes.